Bobby Hebert is the original, the founding father of the Houdat Nation. Miller Lite is the original, the founding father of light beer. Here's Bobby's Rant, brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Good Sunday evening, and Houdat, welcome into the Point After here on the Coffee Saints Radio Network. Mark Menard at Master Control, the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert. I'm Christian Garrick. The Saints dispatch the Chicago Bears, beating them 21-9 and moving on to the divisional round of the postseason. Bobby, this is a game in the first half that we were kind of a little critical of the Saints, but they dominated in the second half. And really, if you look at the numbers, the Bears went 1 of 10 on third down. Up until the 2-minute warning, they had 6 first downs in the game.
No, when you look at it, the Saints were dominant. Obviously, you don't want the score to be 7-3 at half. When you look at the ebbs and flow, what occurred, and I thought the one opportunity, Mims dropped that touchdown pass, Trubisky threw that, Marcus Williams ended up getting beat. But you could go both ways. I mean, I look at Taysom Hill, that when he ended up getting a fumble, you just got to launch that ball. And then you throw enough air under it, and the receiver runs under it, and then you have a touchdown. So, but, you know, when all said and done, the game kind of played out like it should have. And when you look at Las Vegas, had the Saints a 10-point favorite. The final score was 21-9. Now, you might be a little antsy, but, Christian, that's about right. You know, I had said my prediction as far as the pregame, I had said, I don't know, if we're really scoring, it could be 31-16, or I said 24-9. Or 24-10, I should say, 24-10. Well, the final was 21-9. So I think I was not too far off of that. I still think we're a double-digit favorite going against a team like the Bears when all said and done. Now, the one thing when you look at what the Saints organization has done against the Chicago Bears, specifically with Sean Payton, you know, we have a winning record against the Bears.
7 straight.
And the thing is, as a franchise, we've beaten – a Bears fan can never talk trash to a Saints fan because the Bears are one of 10 NFL clubs that the Saints have a winning record against. Now, Sean Payton, he is now 7-3 against Chicago, and he's now won 7 in a row. Think about that. That is hard to do. He has now won 7 in a row, and in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, fans or no fans, we've won 7 games, and they've won 2. So any Bears fan that's talking any smack, you're delusional. You're not being realistic about the history of the Saints or the Bears, whatever comes about. And to me, the game was not even as close as the score, 21-9, more than 2-1. Obviously, you could say at one point, Christian, it was almost 3-1 as far as first downs. The Saints ended up with 27 first downs. The Bears had 11. At one point, instead of 2-1, it was more like 3-1. Now,
look at the time of possession.
No, time of possession. It was a joke. I mean, come on. We had the ball. It was almost 2-1, basically 39 minutes to their 21. But you know what? You know why it doesn't surprise me? We can control the tempo of a game. The Saints are number 3 in the National Football League in time of possession at 31 and 43 minutes. Look at these 2 teams that are ahead of the Saints, 1 and 2. Green Bay and the Buffalo Bills.
Well, two powerful playoff teams.
Aren't they relevant?
Yes.
Hello?
2 teams that can win it all.
So the Saints are right there setting the tone with the likes of the Packers and the Buffalo Bills. So that did not surprise me that we were able to dictate the tempo. Now, the one thing that did not surprise me also, Christian, is the Bears on third down offense. The Bears on third down offense they have been, I got it right here. They've been El Succo. So when they went 1 for 10, I'm surprised they got a first down, considering how I think how good the Saints defense is. They were 1 of 10 on third down. You know, look at the whole National Football League.
And that, by the way, that one conversion came on their final drive.
Yeah, the final drive when the game's over
time.
and it doesn't even matter. And the Saints are going to keep the ball in front of them, hopefully, and not give up the big play to give the Bears a fighting chance. But you look at Chicago, one of the NFL's worst offenses on third down this season. They were only converting like 34.5% on their attempts. You know, it was the only team that said this in the pregame, Christian. Only the Jets were worse than the Bears converting on third down. Well, does that surprise you to 1 of 10, 10%? And the Saints, this is significant. They were 11 of 17, 65%. I think that's something you have to look at that just shows you the domination when you look at time of possession and all what occurs. Now, when you look at number of plays, total yards, remember I always tell you got to have 65 plays or more. That's where you're at. Well, the Saints had 75 plays for 385 yards. The Bears had 49 offensive plays. If you look at before the 2-minute warning, you want to talk about the Bears offense sucked. No, it was El Succo because they ended up with 49 offensive plays for 239 yards. But it was not what occurred the majority of the game. It was more on the back end.
Yeah, the Bears had, aside from that final possession, they had 160 yards of total offense. They, for all intents and purposes, the Bears, the Saints held the Bears to under 200, in my view, under 200 yards of total offense. That I don't count in today's NFL. I agree with Zach too. He's like, unless you're trying to win the game, just run the ball. And there was no way that Chicago was going to win the game. So it's padding stats. So if they can pad their stats, I can sit up here and say, look, that's garbage yards. And for all intents and purposes, the Saints
was garbage yards.
Yeah, the Saints held them to under 200 yards total offense. You know how hard that is to do in today's league?
That's unbelievable. That's why I think going forward, whether we play Tampa Bay, Green Bay, or even in the Super Bowl possibly, whoever you think's the best of the best, we're going to win a Super Bowl if our defense kicks ass. Everyone wants to know what our offense is doing. Okay, what are we doing pushing the ball down the field, exploiting a opposing defense? I'm telling you, this year it still is the mantra of this team. Can we be dominant on defense and be efficient on offense? Okay, I'm going to say it again. Can we be dominant on defense and efficient on offense? Because in the past, we were dominant on offense and efficient on defense. So the script,
okay on defense.
Okay, so the script has been flipped. If we can kick butt on defense, I'm telling you, I know we have a fighting chance. I don't care in the future if we play in Aaron Rodgers, we play in Tom Brady, we play in Pat Mahomes, whoever it might be. I'm telling you, if our defense can hang, can we hang? I truly believe we could be champions this season. Now, Christian, you look at number of plays. You look at 65 offensive plays I think you have to have, where we had 75 total. And then when you look what all said and done, we got to run the ball more. We got to run. Well, we had 35 rushing attempts and 39 passing attempts.
Can't get any more balance than that.
Now, you might say, okay, well, we just ran the ball at the end. Well, you got to look at the whole game, how you set up the pass to run the ball, or you run the ball to set up the pass. You have to look at the complete game.
You also haven't watched teams that have had success against that Chicago defense, which is a good one. They spread them out. That's what teams do. They like to spread them out, and that's what is successful against that Bears defense. Because they're big up front. You want those guys running a little bit.
You want them running, and you want them to get a little maybe tired in the second half.
And the running game starts working for you.
No, without a doubt, how you attack them and all that. And I thought overall the officials did not over officiate. The Bears had 9 penalties. We had 4. I always like it when it's in single digits. You know, I told you there's 7 or 8 penalties. But, man, they had a lot of people freaking jumping off sides.
They did.
No matter who it was. Bears, Saints, Bears, whatever, just jumping off sides. Well, the Bears had 9 penalties, 50 yards. We had 4 for 20 yards. But the one thing, how can you not give a game ball? Because we view him, Christian, as like an all-pro return specialist. Then Deonte Harris are like, what punt, kick return? What are you talking about? How about him as a receiver? Hello, 7 targets, 7 receptions, 12-yard average. I mean, look at Deonte Harris. How about feed the monster?
A lot of yak yards, too.
A lot of yak. I like Michael Thomas, Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara, whoever it might be. Emmanuel Sanders, whoever you want to feed. All I know is Deonte Harris. Now, I want to agree with this, where people might say, well, he's our Tyreek Hill. Okay, slow your roll. He is like a poor
man's version.
No, poor man.
Okay.
He's more than one poor. He's a a double poor Tyreek Hill. But Deonte, I mean, come on, Deonte Harris.
If you're look, that cat Tyreek is really, really good. So if you're not as good as him, but still productive, that's not bad. You're not a bad football player.
No, and how he runs routes and how he catches the football. Christian, I know you and Mark, y'all going to give out a game ball or whatever, unsung hero, whatever we do in all that aspect.
We can do it right now.
No, Deonte Harris, I'm going to tell you right now, you want to talk about a guy that's been on the bench and coming back from an injury. It's not even close a slam dunk, the significance that he made in this game.
He's the diamond in the rough performance of the game, presented by Friend and Company Jewelers. 7 targets, 7 receptions, 83 yards, a long of 24, average of 12. And he did some good things in the return game. But, man, if they can get him productive as a receiver too, man, that's going to make this offense even more dangerous. But Deonte Harris is the diamond in the rough performance of the game, presented by Friend and Company Jewelers. They found him at Assumption College. So not Assumption High School in Napoleonville. So not in Napoleonville, Louisiana, Assumption High School, the Assumption Mustangs. No, Assumption College. That's where they found this guy. I mean, it's unbelievable scouting department to get a guy like Deonte Harris. And Christian, when you tie in his return yardage, he had 105 yards total. So pretty solid. Touchdown.
Over the century mark.
7 points.
So he was able to do that. Now, Christian, what was your take on Drew Brees? I mean, I look at it. He was 28 of 39, 265 yards, a couple of touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 107.5. And
some dimes today.
Yeah. I mean, people think like you don't have to be a magic maker. How about you can work your magic every now and then and be the guy to lead this team?
I'll give you, for instance, 2 of them, actually. The touchdown pass to Latavius Murray, most young quarterbacks don't even give that play time to develop, or that possibility to happen, where he misses his block.
He misses his block and you still dump it to him.
He gets back up and he dumps it off to him. That's a touchdown. Then a critical third down conversion to little Jordan Humphrey. He saw that. That was probably the 5th read in his progression. And he kind of just sidearm slung it out to the flat. And Lil Jordan did a great job of getting yards after the catch, too.
Getting the yards after the catch. Again, I know the haters love to hate this, but, Green Bay's pretty damn good in yards after the catch. But, again, on the Sean Payton and Drew Brees, the number 1 team in the National Football League in yards after the catch? The Saints, number 1. It ain't even close. How we got our playmakers, you get the ball in their hands, and they get that yak. They just get that yak. And, let me tell you, fans don't realize they can look at, how you pushing the ball down the field. There's a lot of young quarterbacks who might be very skilled and will not realize, I told you, Christian, almost like punch you in the arm. I remember I was telling you, I'm going to tell you see that play Drew just did? When he dumped that to Latavius Murray, the young guys, they don't even see that. They freaking out.
They run.
Well, they run, or they just throwing the ball away where Drew's hanging in there. Now you got a veteran like Latavius Murray, and what occurs is like, okay, he's in protection, but then he whiffed. He got beat in protection. And then your eyes could be one way, but Murray knows, I whiffed in protection. Am I going to quit? Hell no, I'm not quitting. Let me turn around, and Drew dumps him the ball. And look what's happens. I'm telling you, that is a veteran move. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, whoever it might be, I'll tell you, the appreciation is there. That, okay, you got whooped. Can you give me a chance as a quarterback to be an outlet? That is to me, that's the poster child of knowing what you're doing and never giving up on a play.
That's a wrap on Bobby's post-game rant. We are just getting